Well, a very good afternoon and welcome to Ballinaboula Pine Point in County Wexford, not too far outside the town of New Ross, and we're here in one of the strongholds of the Irish Pine Pinting scene in County Wexford. We've a great card to look forward to. We've the Hunters Chase where Enda Bulger and Barry Connell are represented by Mossy Joe making a seasonal reappearance. We've a very exciting 4-year-old maiden to start off proceedings, one of the big two forces of Irish Pine Pintings, the Dials taking on the Cods. Richard Pugh joins me now to have a word about a couple of these maidens in the opening race of the afternoon. It's the 4-year-old maiden, and this is from one of the top Pine Pinting yards in the country.
The Dials have been very successful at this sport. Holywell, Munbeg Dude, some of their success stories. This is a nice start, first time out again by Beneficial. The Dam is a winner. Looks a forward type of horse. He should be ready to rock as a 4-year-old, and Donncha Doyle has been dominating the Irish Angle in the last few weeks, so he could have another winner here. Barry O'Neill on board.
And of course, Richard, this is a very important race as well, because Brightwell's, which is a huge success, takes place on Friday, the upcoming Friday. A lot of these horses, if they win or finish second, will end up there.
They will, and sometimes they don't even get that far. Sometimes they're bought privately, but I'd imagine, given that we're so close to the proximity of this race to the sales, you'd imagine that the guys are hoping if they can win here and cash in on Friday. That's what this business is about.
Let's look at number 3, another top Pine Pinting yard, Willie Codd's number 3, for instance, the mounted champion Pine Pint rider. This horse has come from England. Tony Kyle trained him in England, and he finished third behind what's now a good horse of Donald McCain's. Go Conquer in a bumper on his only start. He's a son of Milan, for instance.
Yeah, and a slightly unusual profile. Most of our 4-year-olds would come directly to Point of Pointing and progress to the track. He's coming back from the track. That experience will be priceless to him. Go Conquer was an ex-Point of Pointer of the Dials, so it just goes to show you how they train on. He's a fine type of horse, and he should know his job that little bit better, and that'll be priceless to him.
Well, let's go and watch the first and see if we have a future star.
Let's do that. Bridge goes straight into the lead as they take the climb up to past the post. 3 circuits, 15 fences ahead of them in the opener, and it's Robinstown Bridge who takes them along. It's Robinstown Bridge. They still can't quite get by her. Pone Star now comes to challenge in the centre, and Ballinvega out wide. 3 in line. Ballinvega hits it hard to Fowler, heading towards the second last, and Robinstown Bridge with Pone Star, for instance, trying to rally on the near side. Robinstown Bridge hit it hard, and now Pone Star the far side. Here comes, for instance, big challenge over on the near side, and as they go towards the final fence, they're running around a little, but for instance is rallying on the near side of Pone Star. Final fence, for instance, lands in front from Pone Star. They settle down now to battle it out, and it's for instance by half a length, for instance by a length, and for instance is going to take it. For instance takes the opener for Jamie and Willie Codd. Back in second is Pone Star.
He was just nice and green, jumped big, and just maybe was losing a length at his old jumps, but he's plenty of availability, like, and even down over the last 2 there now. Once he got racing and going, he's pulled away, and I'd say he's a nice horse.
You dropped him in 6th or 7th, took his time. He was a bit, as you said, a bit big at his couple of early, found the rhythm.
I would have liked him to be a bit sharper over his fences, but that's green. It's his first time. There's loads to take in up the old straight there as well. So, but he's a nice one.
He's always showed us plenty at home, but green, and he jumping, as Jamie said, it was big and kind of slow, and just took him a while to get into it. But a lovely horse with a lot of improvement. I really like him, and he'll go to the sales now on Friday in Brightwells, as long as he's okay in the morning.
For me, your horse was the pick as an individual of the whole lot of them in the parade.
Yeah, he's a fine looking horse, Kevin. Look, at one of mine first time, they don't look as fit as other people's horses. We kind of leave a bit on him for 2 reasons. We like to have improvement in him, and also we have to bring them to the sales. So we like to have him looking well at the sales, so that when trainers or agents in England look at him, they say, God, he won his race. He looks great. He doesn't look like a horse that's had a hard race, and there's improvement in him. So that's what we've based our business on, that there is improvement when the trainers and agents buy them in England.
Well, Richard, we're back in the parade ring ahead of the open lightweight and the eagerly awaited seasonal reappearance of course, Mossy Joe.
He's an absolute eyeful, isn't he? Great walk to him, great outlook to him, a lovely big staying chaser, exactly what you'd like to see coming out of the Point of Point field. Some of his performances were exceptional, and that day in Stratford I don't think anything would have beaten him that day. And you have to remember, he is grade 1 chasing form. He was up the back end of Sir Deschamps at Punchestown when he fell, so he's up there with in theory Gold Cup form when he's right. When he's good, he's very good.
He's not going to have it all his own way, because coming into the parade ring is his biggest danger on paper, number 13, Vital Plot, the mount of Jamie Codd. Yeah,
Vital Plot's already had 2 runs this year. He's a very, very sharp horse. He was beaten 6 or 8 lengths over hurdles by Hurricane Fly once upon a time in his
Dermot well trained him.
When Dermot well trained him is right. He's a very sharp, fast horse, quick over his fences, comes here fit. I think he was second at the Champion Hunter Chase. We'll know where Mossy Joe fits in by where this fella finishes.
Well, let's go and watch it. We're just going to walk down and get a little bit closer to the lads as they get the last minute adjustments, tightening the girths. As Richard Pugh said when we spoke to him inside in the parade ring, It's a cracking renewal, this race. There's Mossy Joe, his first run of the season. And Brian Lenihan, he's an amateur we haven't seen too much on the track. But he's ridden a couple of winners on the track, on the rules. And he's a good kid to ride. Of course, his older brother Maurice Lenihan, he rides for John Joe Neal. There's a man here blasting a past Pádraig English. Of course, won 3 bumpers, was it Pádraig and Denali? Many moons ago. By the looks of things, there's going to be plenty of pace on here for open lightweight. Let's go for commentary.
Mossy Joe towards the outside with Vital Plot right up in the early stages, goes straight into the lead, and they're being followed by, on the inside, Need to Know. But it's Mossy Joe who takes the uphill climb in front. Vital Plot is second, Need to Know is third. Mossy Joe not quickening now, heading towards the second last. Need to Know and Vital Plot, they take it together. Vital Plot was awkward there, and Need to Know could be on for an upset. Vital Plot has to switch inside to rally, and they've gone clear from Lord Heathfield at the final fence, and it's Need to Know with Vital Plot trying to rally again at the last. Need to Know's run right across it. Vital Plot the same. Need to Know's gone right out to the outside, but he's hanging on in front. Vital Plot has tried to switch, but Need to Know is going to cause the upset for Barry O'Neill. Back in second is Vital Plot. Lord Heathfield is third. Just the 3 to finish, and pulled up at the last was Mossy Joe.
He's a very nice horse. We always believed in this lad. John has him since he was a 4-year-old. We always believed in him. He's starting to show us now what he can do.
Barry, that's his third Open he's won.
Yeah, it is his third Open, and onwards and upwards from here.
He only won his maiden here in January. To 14, like January gone out. So I think it's a hell of a performance coming. He's after coming a long way in a short space of time, but I think there's more improvement in him. We'll lock him up there now and we'll wait. We probably won't see him. We'll head for Joseph O'Reilly. But the long term is trying to Cheltenham in March.
As we've seen today, the Irish Pine of Pint scene is thriving, and Gary O'Brien caught up with Charles O'Neill at Naas recently to ask about Irish Thoroughbred marketing's role.
The point-to-point circuit is very important to the national hunt industry in Ireland, and for the store horse sales and the store horses to bring them on. So what we're doing at the moment to try and promote the industry is, with yourselves, on a Thursday we have a supplement going out at 11:15, which highlights the point-to-points of the previous week. And shown across the UK to UK trainers, so it's highlighting for them, showing our maiden winners over there, which is great exposure rather than having to come over here. We're also, in conjunction with the Racing Post, we sponsored their supplement that goes out during the week, which we have the online access to, which we send across to all the UK trainers. Again, highlighting the importance of the industry and making sure that it gets the exposure it needs. Because, as you know, like, the point-to-point is the breeding ground for some of the top chasers and the top national hunt horses in Ireland and England. The 4 Grade 1 novice winners in Cheltenham last year all came from the point-to-point field. Little King Robin came from the point-to-point circuit, so it's very, very important to us that we promote the industry to help the breeders, to help the owners, and the English and Irish trainers have access to them.
We've come to the end of proceedings and been on what's been a fantastic day's racing here in County Wexford in the Pine of Pint of Ballinabulla. Joining me now, as he has been throughout the day, is Richard Pugh. And Richard, going back to the first race, I was quite impressed with Willie Codd's winner, for instance. Yeah, look, you picked him out as the nicest horse in the ring. You were right. He has proven bumper form, which is a big plus, and now he's proven himself over 3 miles over fences. He's a very, very saleable horse. And we did cracking renewal of the Hunter's Chase. Unfortunately, Mossy Joe ran below par, but hopefully everything will be okay with him. Yeah, look, Mossy Joe is one of those horses that when you catch him right, we all know he still can be very good. But Need to Know and Vital Plot are 2 honest, good open horses that I think we'll see in the Hunter Chase sphere as well this year. So, good open. Richard, I've been very impressed with the facilities here. And this will be back as a field, just grass in it tomorrow morning. But it was so professionally done here this afternoon in Ballinabulla. It's a supreme effort from every hunt committee. It takes 70 or 80 people to make a day like this happen. They have to build the course before they race on it. The tents, the lorry park, the parade ring, everything has to be built from scratch, and the standard to which they do it. And entries are dropping, revenue is dropping. It's tough times for hunt clubs, and to see them produce what was here today and the atmosphere that was here and the crowd that came along, it makes it all worthwhile. But the hunts have to be supported and promoted because it is important. It's a huge part of the industry. Well, Richard, thanks for having a word. I've really enjoyed it. As you know, I wouldn't be a Pine of Pint aficionado, but I've really enjoyed my afternoon here today, and I hope all of you have enjoyed watching our feature from Ballinabulla in County Wexford.